Minister for Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation, the Honourable Veena, Bhatnagar. You have the floor, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. The Honourable Prime Minister, Honourable Cabinet Ministers, Honourable Members of the Parliament and my fellow Fijians, Nisambula Vinaka, Namaste, Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon to you all. Mr. Speaker, sir, I humbly rise to thank His Excellency the President for his most gracious speech on 30th November 2020 in formally opening the 2020-2021 session of the Fijian Parliament. The speech of hope and motivation in these trying times. First and foremost, Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to render my profound veneration to His Excellency for his eloquent, earnest and stimulating address in delineating our resilience and our triumph as a nation as we contain the novel coronavirus. It is indeed a matter of utmost pride as we continue counting our days as a COVID-19 contained nation. The former President of the USA, Thomas Jefferson, once said, "The care of human life, their happiness, and not their destruction is the first and only object of a good government." And I agree completely, and this belief has come to fruition in Fiji through the bold leadership of our Honourable Prime Minister in many aspects. The greatest example is how we have managed to achieve what countries around the world can only dream of, and attested that our government put Fijian lives first, come hell or high waters. Mr. Speaker, sir, at this juncture, I wish to thank the Honourable Prime Minister for his brave and people-oriented leadership, which has manifested into the country's stability over the years. Thank you, sir, for being a true leader who never backs from addressing issues that really matter and always prioritizing the lives of Fijians. We, over the past few years, have strengthened our ability to overcome any crisis through developments, modernization, and consistent investments into crucial sectors such as our health system, through maintaining good diplomatic relations, and most importantly, through maintaining policy and governance stability. We were consistent and committed, thus we came out stronger. Mr. Speaker, sir, at the helm of our efforts to contain COVID-19 were our frontline workers, our disciplined forces, our nurses, and our doctors. I'd be failing as a Fijian citizen first and foremost, and then as a parliamentarian, if I don't pay my utmost appreciation to their sacrifice, their passion, their compassion, and their bravery. You all are my heroes, and I salute you and your families for executing your duty with such zeal, enthusiasm, and heart. Vinaka Vakalevu. Mr. Speaker, sir, in my capacity as the Assistant Minister for Women, I must also acknowledge the vital role our women have played in this fight against COVID-19 and also dealing with the devastation of a Category 5 tropical cyclone. Our mothers play a critical role in ensuring that our families practice good hygiene and ensure that our children are safe in our homes. As we deal with, recover from, and steer ahead of the novel coronavirus, Mr. Speaker, sir, I urge fellow Fijians to take care of their health, and in these times, as this will only harm our ability to recover and grow. I urge our families to continue being on the front line and to keep our families healthy, safe, and grounded in these trying times. Your duty of care is very much appreciated, and we salute you for your contribution towards building a stronger nation. Mr. Speaker, sir, the gendered impact of climate change and COVID-19 on Fijian women has obviously demanded a more gender-responsive action and policies. The COVID situation would have also been particularly challenging for the most vulnerable groups in our society, and the demand for their best interests to be prioritized in government's response was clear. This government ensured that the most marginalized and vulnerable groups continue to be looked after. Mr. Speaker, sir, on December 3rd, Fiji joined the rest of the world to celebrate the International Day for Persons with Disabilities with the theme, Building Back Better toward a disability inclusive, accessible, and sustainable post-COVID-19 world. This was done in partnership with organizations for persons with disabilities, donor organizations, government, civil society, and faith-based organizations. Programs around Fiji were organized to commemorate the lives of persons living with disabilities, to acknowledge partnerships with our stakeholders, which has existed pre and post-COVID, and to renew our pledge to ensure a disability-inclusive response to COVID-19 and its aftermath. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'd like to particularly thank all our stakeholders for supporting the Fijian government's vision and taking this opportunity to create awareness and dialogue about inclusivity and eliminating stigma related to disability. On this day, the disability sector saw new partners like Fiji TV, NZ-Aid, FBC, and UNFPA working together in realizing the rights of persons with disabilities. Mr. Speaker, sir, an output of the implementation plan aligned to the Disability Act 2018 was the launch of the National Disability Website compliant with the Worldwide Web Consortium W3C, which allows any visually impaired person using the JAWS program to access information. This website was made possible by funding from the New Zealand government and was launched on the occasion of International Day for Persons with Disabilities. In addition, Mr. Speaker, sir, there is a launch of the National Disability Directory that provides information on disability service providers with their contacts and the services available for them. New dignity kits for women and girls with disabilities was also launched on this day, which was funded by UNFPA. Mr. Speaker, sir, as the partnership grows in strength, Fiji moves from recognition to realization of the rights of persons with disabilities. Now that we are in the cyclone season, the disability sector has begun preparations in stocking and lobbying for resources that Fijians with disabilities need. This proactive measure is as per lessons learned from the past situations of crisis in Fiji. Mr. Speaker, sir, we were able to assist 521 persons with disabilities affected by Tropical Cyclone Harold from areas like Kandavu, Southern Lau, Coastal Sigatoka, and the Central Division. Again, Mr. Speaker, sir, what made this possible were strong partnerships, and we are thankful that these partnerships continue and grow. We will continue to also work closely with the Pacific Disability Forum to ensure programs for persons living with disabilities are delivered with efficiency. Mr. Speaker, sir, inclusion begins with individuals, society, communities, workspaces, and the surroundings. We need to understand that unless we try to make room for persons with disabilities, we cannot move forward. Inclusion does not mean we make decisions for persons with disabilities, but instead, decisions are made in consultation with them. Mr. Speaker, sir, looking at persons with disabilities as a charity case needs to change if we are to recognize their capabilities. These are the group that can do the same work that we do if given the opportunity. What we need to include is accessibility and a chance to actively participate as economically productive Fijians. Mr. Speaker, sir, we acknowledge the Pacific Disability Government budget lines, which has grown steadily over the last few years and was not compromised post-COVID. The areas of focus for the government include social protection schemes for persons with disabilities, for example, bus fare subsidies and disability allowance scheme, grants for special education, and grants to organizations for persons with disabilities. In addition, the accessibility scheme under the Ministry of Housing and a community rehab program under the Ministry of Health, to name a few. Mr. Speaker, sir, persons with disabilities have never been more visible as they have been in the past 5 years. For instance, the inclusion of sign language interpretation during the post-COVID announcements has ensured that the general public, including the minority Fijians, are kept informed. Mr. Speaker, sir, having mentioned the recognition and inclusion of persons living with disabilities, I, on behalf of the disability sector, wish to acknowledge champions like Mr. Frank Hilton, Mr. Hari Kisun, Mr. Serevi Rokatuimbao, and Dr. Sitiveni Yanuyanutawa, who committed their lives to the disability sector development. While they are no longer amongst us, we are very thankful for the legacy that they all have left behind in their individual capacities. Mr. Speaker, sir, environmentalist and founder of the Earth Day, Gaylord Nelson once said, "The fate of the living planet is the most important issue facing mankind." And I couldn't agree more. Climate change is a crucial issue of present times, and we are at a defining moment as the world deals with this issue, from shifting weather patterns that threaten food production to rising sea levels that increase the risk of catastrophic flooding. The impacts of climate change are global in scope and unprecedented in scale. Without drastic action today, adapting to these impacts in future will be more difficult and costly. Mr. Speaker, sir, I am proud to share the Honourable Prime Minister's vision, and I was fortunate to be present alongside our climate champions as Fiji became the first country in the world to launch the high-level panel for a sustainable ocean economy. I concur with the statement made by the Honourable Prime Minister at the panel launch last week, and I quote, "Communities are being lost to the seas, species being wiped out forever, coral reefs facing mass extinction. Our oceans simply cannot be cured with a shot in the arm. The seas that we pass to our children and grandchildren are at risk of damage beyond repair," unquote. Mr. Speaker, sir, we must take responsibility of our environment and our actions. I urge all Fijians to join our fight against climate change and lend us a hand to build back better and build back bluer, like our predecessor says. Mr. Speaker, sir, 2020 is a special year for Fiji. It has been 50 magnificent years since we first raised our noble Veena blue. Today, Fiji stands united by patriotism. Our journey of struggles and of triumphs has emerged us as a powerful Pacific island nation that is a force to reckon with. Our success as a nation is not owed to destiny. It has come because our people, with their diverse strengths and skill sets, have together propelled Fiji forward. Together we have done great things, and together we will do more great things in the next 50 years. I salute every Fijian for your perseverance, for your resilience, your humanity, your sense of compassion, and your belief in unity that has persisted us through trying times. The character of our determination and our will to fight has empowered us to deal with many ordeals over the years and emerge stronger every time. Because our greatest strength lies in our unity. Together we are stronger. Together we conquer. Together we fight back stronger. Mr. Speaker, sir, it has been a challenging year for many of us, to say the least. But our will to persevere through challenges makes the upcoming festive season even more exciting. We are thankful for our journey as we embrace the new normal. I urge all Fijians all over the country to keep taking heed of necessary COVID precautionary measures. Let's not become complacent. Don't forget to keep your FijiCare apps operational as we begin Christmas festivities. Let's continue to spread kindness and look after each other. With these words, Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Veena and God bless Fiji.